Right now, it's the time to fight for the people. You're either on the side of the people or you're on the side of the oligarchs. I like to see Democrats who are fighting. Let me show you what Governor Walz did in Des Moines, Iowa. He spoke to the people there in a reddish area, and he said, let me explain to you why the Trump regime is going after public education. Play this clip.
And again, I got to be honest with you. They hate public education. I think they hate it for the reason we all know in here. It's easier to run an authoritarian government if you don't have a population that knows. So again, obviously I don't have all the answers, but I think it's appealing to people's sense of decency. Again, I should be careful about that. I thought a message that we should value all people and we should have an immigration policy that adheres to the law but adheres to humanity. And they talked about eating dogs and cats, and they won. And so I myself am soul searching when I hear this. How in God's name, of all the money that's being spent and all the tax cuts they're giving, we can't fund those interventions that we know make a difference in millions of children's lives? I can't believe America wouldn't go for that.
Couldn't agree more with him. Then in this public town hall event that he was holding, he asked the crowd, what do you want to see Democrats doing? Not surprisingly, it's fight. It's fight back, and not just what you want to see Democrats doing. As human beings, we need to fight this regime right now. Here, play this clip.
Democrats fighting back.
Next up, Governor Walz talks about what you see on Fox News over and over again. Play this clip.
Require them to have town halls. Look, I got asked that question. I got asked the question, who's in charge? Who's the leader of the Democratic Party, Governor? And I said, the people are. And for 3 days on Fox News, they're like making fun, you know, the bungholes that are in the morning, like talking, oh, Walz doesn't even know who the leader of the party is. Well, you know why? They sure know where it is. They know who their leader is because Chap lived from butt kissing one person. So demand it. There is not going to be a charismatic leader ride in and do this. It is going to be people coming out on a beautiful Friday afternoon, demanding change and holding people accountable. So,
Governor Walz again, let's play it.
But this issue around healthcare and the issue around Medicare and the things we're talking about, we've got people now that are exactly like this story, worried about basic human right of healthcare and decency in their life. And I own this. The idea that millions of people stayed home because they didn't think there was any difference between Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, and myself on the ticket, they didn't. They didn't think that. And we need to acknowledge that. I think one of the reasons is that when Democrats have been in power, we've been timid about passing things that make a difference on their lives. And why do we have citizens that are in this situation? Why are we at that point when we are the richest nation on earth and yet our outcomes are 41st and we spend twice as much as any nation next to us? We should demand a redo of this system in a way that makes a difference on that, because I think it's very hard that we have to win elections, but good politics follows good policy. And the ACA was an improvement, but let's be honest. The ACA is still a pain in the ass to get things paid, to get things done. It's important protection like pre-existing conditions, but it's still too expensive. And so what I would say to you is we need to tell your son that we need a healthcare system that he doesn't have to worry that one election could throw him out and into the streets, that one election would make a difference.
Let me show you what went down in one of these MAGA Republican town halls. I at least give this guy, Chuck Edwards, somewhat credit, MAGA Republican, for holding the town hall. I think this showcases, though, just how pissed people are. Here's a veteran who's got kicked out of the event. This is someone who fought for our country, who got kicked out of this event for saying, you don't care about us. You're destroying the lives of veterans. Here, play this clip.
You're lying. I'm a veteran and you don't give a fuck about me. Hey, shut the fuck up. You don't get the fucking union to us. You don't get to take away our rights. You don't get to take our rights. Get off of it. You don't get to do this to us. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Let me show you this moment on Saturday where Democratic Senator Wyden of Oregon questioned Dr. Oz, who's leading Medicaid right now. Yes, Dr. Oz is leading Medicaid. Let's play it.
Oh, I want to ask about how we're going to do that. Will you agree this morning, since you want to cherish Medicaid, to oppose any cuts to the Medicaid program? And I want a yes or no, because we all agree that we need to do more to fight fraud and such matters. But what I want to know, yes or no, is since you cherish Medicaid, will you agree to oppose cuts in the Medicaid program?
I cherish Medicaid, and I've worked within the Medicaid environment quite extensively, as I highlighted, practicing at Columbia University.
That's not the question, Doctor. The question is, will you oppose cuts to this program you say you cherish? Time's short.
I want to make sure that the patients today and in the future have resources to protect them if they get ill. The way you protect Medicaid is by making sure that it's viable at every level, which includes having enough practitioners to afford the services, paying them enough to do what you request of them, and making sure that patients are able to actually use Medicaid.
Let the record show that I asked a witness who said he cherishes this program, will you agree to oppose cuts? And he would not answer a yes or no question.
So you may know this about me, but I'm a new father, and with everything that's going on in the world, if I wasn't already in protect my family mode, I'm particularly so with all the uncertainty taking place right now. So look, I'm focused on life insurance. So I don't just protect my family now, but I protect them in the future. And so for me, when I go think about life insurance, I want to make sure that I'm getting the best. That's why I go to SelectQuote. SelectQuote is one of America's leading insurance brokers with nearly 40 years of experience, helping over 2 million customers find over several hundred billions of dollars in coverage since 1985, which is the year I was born. Other life insurance brokers offer impersonal, one-size-fits-all policies that may cost you more and cover you less. But with SelectQuote's licensed insurance agents, they work for you and they'll tailor a life insurance policy for your individual needs in as little as 15 minutes. And that's what they did for me. So another thing too, if you're worried about pre-existing health conditions, if you're worried about high blood pressure or diabetes, that's fine too. Just give SelectQuote a call. They'll walk you through it and they'll make this a very easy and seamless process. And they'll ease your mind the way they did for me. So get the right life insurance for you for less at selectquote.com/Meidas. Go to selectquote.com/Meidas today to get started. That's selectquote.com/Meidas. See how Dr. Oz couldn't answer a simple question? Here's Governor Walz from that same town hall in Des Moines. Here he's saying there's nothing conservative about what Trump and MAGA is doing. Let's play it.
To hear what people are irritated about. And I would argue that Democratic officials should hear the primal scream that's coming from America is do something, damn it. This is wrong. This is wrong. And independence. And there's nothing conservative about an unelected South African Nepo baby firing people at the VA. And for our Republican neighbors now, all of a sudden they're like, I wanted my 401k to go down. I wanted this, This idea that you would be okay. Can you imagine if President Barack Obama had brought his unelected African friend to cut? You know what I mean? How they think to cut the government. This is wrong. And your member of Congress is there to be your voice, is there to push back.
There is nothing conservative about it. Let me just show you, like, in contrast to that, you've got MAGA Republicans like Tom Emmer going on CNN, and here's what he had to say. Play this clip.
Do you think it should be illegal to criticize a judge? And also, I recall President Trump being pretty critical of a couple judges in New York. I mean, wouldn't it apply to him?
Well, Jake, I was at his speech today, and I thought the reporting you're hearing is not at all what I heard. I heard a president who said we're going to get the Department of Justice back to the business of apprehending, prosecuting, and making sure that we have a rule of law in this country. Introduced Pam Bondi and Kash Patel, and I even saw Leo Terrell was there. And Leo, of course, is doing some great work for the Justice Department, investigating anti-Semitism on college campuses, including my own University of Minnesota. But as far as the judges, he was talking about intimidation of judges by others outside, or the lawyers are intimidating judges. I think that's the point he was making, and it was well received by most of the people there.
Let me ask you,
like, how could you not expose that and call out that crap? Again, just look, listen, see where the people are. Look at these veterans outside of the VA Medical Center in St. Louis, for example. Here, play this clip.
Trump and Musk have got to go! Hey! Ho ho! Trump and Musk have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho ho! Trump and Musk have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho ho! Trump and Musk have got to go!
You got to listen to the people, see where the people are right now. Here is MAGA Republican Senator Joni Ernst. Here she is, just like lying about DOGE saving $115 billion. Everything she says here is a lie. Let me just show you the lie. Let's play it.
From Iowa. Mr. President, since January, DOGE has saved $115 billion. That's amounts to
Order.
That amounts to $714 per taxpayer.
Yeah, I mean, quite literally, these people just make things up. The true stat is that last month there was more federal government spending than ever in the history of the United States. That's the fact. So not only is DOGE cruelly destroying our government and destroying people's lives, there was $603 billion in spending. Most ever. I had the opportunity to interview Democratic Congressmember Raja Krishnamurthy. He's fighting for the people. Here's what he says is going on in his district in Illinois. Let's play it.
I got to tell you, our constituents are livid at this point. We're getting tremendous outreach. The main reason being that I'm talking about even people in the middle, people who might have voted for Trump. We're hearing from, for instance, small businesses. We're one of the biggest kind of concentrations of light manufacturing anywhere in the Midwest. And Illinois' biggest trading partner is Canada. And so we have tremendous number of exports and imports coming across the border. And these businesses are just seeing their prices skyrocket for their inputs. And now that they're having to pay a lot more to build whatever they're building, they can't sell what they're trying to sell either at the prices that they were expecting. And meanwhile, our farmers met with me on Thursday, farmers from central and southern Illinois, and complained about retaliation in the form of tariffs, counter tariffs on their goods. And so they are very upset. And then you have just residents, everyday people who are paying 27% more for eggs at the grocery store, a lot more for groceries in general. I had the president of the local 881 of United Food and Commercial Workers as my guest for the State of the Union. He reported that for his 35,000 workers, many of them cannot afford the groceries that they are stocking on the shelves of their grocery stores. And so this is just a complete mess. And it's why, as you saw, Trump's unfavorability is skyrocketing.
Here's what Democratic Congressmember Mike Levin has to say. Let's play it.
I had the opportunity as a member of the Appropriations Committee to have a hearing with the head of the Army Corps of Engineers. They were the ones that ultimately let that 2 billion gallons of water flow from those dams down to a dry lake bed where a lot of that water just evaporated. It never made its way to LA. And we now know that the Army Corps knew that it was never going to make its way to LA. And that water is needed for our farmers, our agriculture, particularly if we have a dry next few months. So the other thing you should know is that the LA wildfires were 100% contained when Trump made that decision, that very reckless and irresponsible decision. So the concern that I have is that the Army Corps of Engineers, who are good engineers, that they will follow the science, the engineering, and common sense, and actually listen to the community. We're going to continue to fight to get answers from them.
And while all of that's going on, contrast that to what Trump was doing yesterday. Like, this is, Trump was at the DOJ, and here's what he was whining about. Let's play it.
Please convict me. Don't say that. I pardoned hundreds of political prisoners who had been grossly mistreated. We removed the senior FBI officials who misdirected resources to send SWAT teams after grandmothers and J6 hostages. And it was a...
So, the ball's in your court, Dems. You want to fight, or you want to be complicit with the oligarchy? You want to fight for the people, or you want to do nothing, which is hoisting up this oligarchy. There's no longer, I mean, right now, this isn't a government by the people for the people. It's a government by the bullies for the billionaires. The government, even if the government's already shut down. the Trump regime is being run by billionaires, Elon Musk, who are just doing whatever they want to do. There's no checks and balances. It's already being destroyed. It's already destroyed. So Democrats, you got to fight for people. This is a moment where courage will be rewarded, and it's the right thing to do. Anyway, hit subscribe. Let's get to 5 million subscribers.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.